Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us wherever you are. I'm Glo from Jadi PNS, will be the host. This talk show is a collaboration between Jadi PNS and Global Landscapes Forum. Now we are with David Santiago Rocha Cárdenas, an ecologist from Colombia. Hello, David. How are you?
Hi, Glo. I'm very good.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much for joining us, and we are really excited to have you here.
I'm really excited to be here talking about this very beautiful and wonderful ecosystem called peatlands.
Wow. And David, could you please give us a little bit of your background?
Of course, I am an ecologist with complementary studies in anthropology and a co-founder of the ecosystem carbon conservation. I was elected as a restoration steward by the GLF due to my experience in monitoring the carbon cycle in ecosystems and ecosystem restoration goal. My previous experience include working as a technical scientific support professional at Ecopetrol. Ecopetrol is a oil producer from Colombia, where I contributed to the development of their decarbonization strategy using natural climate solutions. Uh, actually, currently, I work as a consultant for the SENA, National Apprenticeship Services here from Colombia, the Ministry of Environment and CIFOR.
Thank you, David. And what inspired you to be an ecologist?
In 2015, I was stationed at the Colombian Air Force in a base located in the heart of the country on the banks of the Magdalena River. The Magdalena River, Gulo, is Colombia's main river and at the same time one of our greatest treasures. But this river has been heavily degraded despite retaining a lot of biodiversity. This close relationship with the Magdalena River inspired me to study ecology to contribute to the conservation of our rivers and our unique Colombian ecosystems.
All right. And then, aside of the degradation of the river, what are the environmental issues that Colombia faces, in your opinion?
Colombia faces multiple environmental problems, such as deforestation, the assassination of social leaders and environmental leaders, the loss of glaciers due to global warming, the loss of biodiversity. This is one of the most biodiversity countries on the world, and the degradation of our rivers and key water resources essential for both the society and any society worldwide. We depend on the ecosystem from Colombia worldwide.
And then you are listed as the Global Landscape Forum Peatlands Restoration in 2023. Congrats, David.
Thank you, Gilo.
Mhm. It's a significant recognition. Please, could you tell us more about the implications of this recognition for your work and its broader impact?
Well, Gilo, I have first to tell you that in Colombia, peatland ecosystems are relatively unknown and lack a legal framework for their conservation and restoration, despite their significance in terms of providing ecosystem services such as water regulation and carbon capture. Being chosen as a restoration steward for peatlands allows me to work firsthand with multiple organizations and individuals to raise awareness about these unique ecosystems, take actions for the conservation and restoration, and further motivates me to engage in broader conservation activities, as I believe all ecosystems play a crucial role in the well-being of our societies.
Awesome. And then, David, could you explain the importance of peatlands in climate change mitigation and how your project contributes to reducing methane and carbon dioxide emissions?
Gilo, much like Indonesia, Colombia also boasts a substantial expanse of peatlands, albeit not on the same scale like Indonesia. However, these Colombian peatlands are of paramount importance in terms, in terms of environmental conservation and mitigation of climate change. Despite their smaller size compared to Indonesia, these peatlands plays a significant role in carbon storage and regulation water cycles. Consequently, they deserve our special attention and concerted conservation efforts. Peatlands, as a whole, Gilo, are crucial for addressing climate change because of their remarkable capacity to sequester carbon. This is where my project Peatlands for Futures comes into play. By focusing on the conservation and restoration of these carbon-rich ecosystems, the project actively contributes to the reduction of methane and carbon dioxide emissions. It achieves this by maintaining the natural hydrological balance of peatlands, which helps reduce methane emissions and prevent the release of stored carbon. Additionally, the project safeguards biodiversity and ensures the regulation of water flow, further emphasizing its vital role in preserving these invaluable ecosystems and playing a pivotal part in mitigating climate change, Gilo.
Wow, thank you so much for elaborating your answer. And David, can you share some specific challenges you have encountered or faced while working on the restoration project in Páramo El Almorzadero, and how have you addressed them?
Gilo, the Páramo is a high mountain ecosystem. The Páramo El Almorzadero is located approximately 15 hours away from Bogota, the capital of Colombia. Among the primary challenges we have encountered, logistics for reaching the Páramo stand out due to the substantial quantity of resource required for peatland restoration. However, the Cruz Rivera family, owners of the Mararay Reserva, where the Peatland for Future project is taking place, has consistently provided invaluable support. This support is pivotal as it significantly eases the logistical challenges we face.
Awesome. And what are the key ecosystem services that can be restored to your project in Páramo El Almorzadero, and how will they benefit the local community?
This not only benefit local communities, this benefits global community, Gila.
Wow.
Key ecosystem services to be restored include water regulation, Gilo. We depend on water. Our societies depends on water. Páramo El Almorzadero is located among one of the driest region of Colombia, and this Páramo acts like a tower of water. Eh, and so we aimed at ensuring a greater quantity and improve the quality of water for water consumption. Additionally, carbon capture is another critical aspect for climate change mitigation. And this is why I refer to that peatland restoration benefit global communities, because peatlands are like carbon sponge. They are like a carbon sponge. So we depend globally on peatlands, Gilo.
Thank you, David. And what strategies have you implemented to engage and empower local communities in restoration project, and how has their involvement impacted the project success?
Gilo, this is a project by the communities and for the communities. Initially, this project began when I met Mr. Jose. Mr. Jose is one of the owners of the Mararay Reserve and an exceptional environmental leader. Initially, Gilo, this project began when I met Don Jose. I proposed to him that I will find strategies or resources to care for the peatlands within his reserve. After receiving his support, I applied for the grant in Restoration Stewards, and we successfully secured funding. This project is community driven, Gilo, and I serve as a liaison and technical support to ensure that the pillar restoration strategy is the most suitable. One of the objectives of this project, Gilo, is also to generate a scientific article or paper where the community, will be the co-authors, not the studied one. They're gonna be like a scientist behind the paper, actively participating in all activities. Without the community, Gilo, effectively conserving and restoring our ecosystems will not be possible.
Thank you, David. And how do you measure and monitor the carbon accumulation and greenhouse gas emissions in the restored peatlands? And what are the early results or findings from these efforts?
Well, Gilo, let me tell you that in collaboration with the community, we have initiated a soil carbon content diagnosis.
Mhm.
Peatlands have a significant carbon reservoir in their soils. In our project, we use instruments called soil augers to collect soil samples ranging from 0 to 40 centimeters deep. These samples are then taken to a laboratory at an institution called SENA, where we calculate the carbon contents in their labs. Our initial results indicate, Gilo, that the peatlands that have been impacted by goat grazing and disturbance have lower carbon content compared to preserved ones. So if we preserve peatlands, we segregate a lot of carbon, and we mm, mm, prevent the emissions of hay gases.
Thank you, David. And then, David, collaboration often plays a crucial role in conservation and restoration projects. Can you describe any partnership or collaboration that have been instrumental, that have been really essential for the success of your work?
Dilo, the primary collaboration comes from the community. I repeat and repeat communities because the communities is the center of all, particularly from Mr. Jose and his wife, Miss Mireya, who are the owners of the Mararay Reserve and are key leaders in the Páramo conservation efforts. Without them, this would not be possible, as they are the core of our project. Additionally, Gilo, we have received support from the Servicio Nacional de Aprendizaje, SENA, and the Agroindustrial, Livestock, and Tourism technological complex located in Santa Fe, Antioquia, here in Colombia. They have assisted us in carbon analysis and provide us technical support for soil analysis. And one student from the program of ecology in the Pontifical Xaverian College, Colette Mariano Spina. She has been very important for this project.
And lastly, David, as a youth actively involved in environmental conservation, what advice do you have for other young individuals who are passionate about making positive impact on climate change and the environment?
Gilo, young people are and will continue to be among the most affected by climate change. You are young. We're gonna be very affected by climate change, which compel us to take real actions to mitigate this environmental catastrophe. Ecosystems are our best tool, Gilo, not only for capture greenhouse gases, but also for providing us ecosystem services that are crucial to society. Many young individuals around the world, around Colombia, are making significant efforts for this cause, for the cause of climate change mitigation. And I invite you and I invite all the young leaders, the young scientists to keep going and not falter. This is my advice.
This is such a pleasure. Gracias. Thank you so much, David, for sharing your inspiring story.
Thanks to you, Gilo. Regards from Colombia for the people of Indonesia.
Yes. And for everyone who are watching us.
Yes.
And thank you, Global Landscapes Forum, for this partnership. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let's collaborate to make this world a better place. I'm Glo from Jadi PNS. Thank you and see you again.